When you watch this fight clip, what do you see? What do you think? Many of you might look and go, wow, that was a great body shot. But what I look and see is, oh my gosh, that was a great way to avoid getting uppercutted in the head. And I want to talk today about that little fade back and how adding an angle and a step and much more can make this something that helps you avoid getting knocked out. There are only 4 days left for early bird pricing on my upcoming Strike Ready movement course where we focus on footwork, range, and balance. Even this clip that I showed you today, it really demonstrates how important this footwork is, because if I would have just stood there and rolled the first shot and then tried to block the second shot, who knows? Maybe the uppercut would have got through. But with that little roll and then the step, that piece of footwork, I was completely out of harm's way. And footwork goes so much further than just this little slip ability. So be sure to jump on that before it's gone, guys. Early bird pricing on my upcoming course, which launches August 18th, 5 weeks, 3 live calls, 25 plus videos. It's gonna be spectacular. Now, let's jump in to this clip again. Again, many people might go, oh, bam, bam, bam. Oh, I love the combo. I love hearing that thud to the body. But what I look at is the defense, because this dude did a very good job. After I hit him here, he did a very good job getting his counter off very quickly. And if I would have just gone, okay, you know what? I'm gonna come here and shell, things could have gone different. And you guys know I'm a massive fan of the high guard. I use it so often in my fights. But we also have to recognize that just standing here and doing nothing does leave you feeling like a bit of a punching bag. And when you can start incorporating footwork, you're gonna be that much less likely to take full power shots, and even more so if you can do slipping and footwork, oh, it's on point. Now, we're gonna be talking today about fading back and adding footwork. What is the best way to do this? I was just on a Zoom call yesterday and somebody was saying, oh, okay, if I want to fade back in my fight, should I just fade back and stand my ground? Should I fade back and just move the back foot? Should I pull back and move both feet? Should my hands be up or should my hands be down as I do it? So I want to talk about this fade back and see exactly if we're getting it right. Now, the very first thing that I will say about fading backwards is if you hold your hands high and you go to fade, there's a high likelihood that they're gonna end up hitting your guard. So that's very often why we see fighters, they'll have their hands low and they'll leave their head in front, or they'll have their hands here or kind of a little bit lower than chin level. So the person actually has to reach and touch their face as opposed to their guard. And then from there, they can do that little pull. Now, in terms of what should our feet be doing, if we're looking for a counter shot and we're trying to use this hands low, head forward as kind of baiting them, we don't need to move our feet. Because if we move our feet and then we go to throw the counter shot, we're that much further away. So that's very often why you see guys like McGregor or Mayweather, they'll bait that head forward, they'll pull, and then they'll come right back into their shot. That is an option. No footwork involved, but that's because they're going for the counter. Alternatively, if you are going, okay, I just want to get out of the way and I want to create extra space, look how much further that little step takes me as opposed to just pulling. So if you're just going, okay, I want to create extra space, I want to be very, very safe, I can take that little step off the rear leg, pull back, and then from there decide, do I want to step back in or do I just want to step away with my lead foot, which now puts me completely out of harm's way. What I will say about this fade back thing is very often when I see people do it, especially guys who are beginner, intermediate, they'll pull and they'll stay in this position. Don't do that. Don't leave yourself in that extension position, because what will happen is eventually the aggressor will learn, okay, one shot is missing. But if I go 2, 3, 4, 5, you can land. And the person, when they're stretched here, if they get hit, they have no ability to bounce through the back a little bit, to have that recoil space, and what's left to snap? The head. Boom. So that is why you'll see some of those fighters bait their head forward, and now they have a lot of pull room, as opposed to being here and now going, uh-oh, I've got no space to go back. If you are somebody who likes to fade backwards, you fade and you get your feet right back under you, not staying in that extension position. Now sometimes, like the clip we saw at the beginning of this video, we can actually pull our head back as we add footwork to the side. And that's when we're already in tight. So if I slipped under a hook and I'm going, uh-oh, here comes a counter, and I don't want to just, or sorry, not a counter, a follow-up, and I don't just want to stay here and have the uppercut maybe possibly hit me, I can roll under and add those little bits of footwork in to create extra space. The pullback is what's really going to save me from getting hit with the uppercut, but stepping off on the angle means that there's no follow-up shots. If I roll under one and I fade back on an uppercut and then I'm still within punch range, now I have to deal with everything else. But rolling under the shot, pulling back with those steps means I'm entirely safe. And that's what I was able to execute in this fight. Now, if you're wanting to start training this at home, you're going, what's the best way to do this by myself? I would start off, and again, play with that head just tip forward a little bit, just a little bit. And start with just feet planted. Just go, okay, I'm going to fade and pull back with a cross. So I'm here and I'm just backwards, forwards, back, forward. Just that motion. I find personally that if I just leave my hips really neutral and I pull my head back, I feel like, oh, I don't have a whole bunch of spring back into it motion. But when I pull my head back, if I push my hips forward, and then I can snap back in that much faster. I don't know if you can see the difference. I'm going to try here. No work through the hips, just my upper back working. I feel like that's kind of my max speed. But then when I push my hips forward, and I don't know if that looks like a difference, but to me it feels like a difference. So I would just start with that kind of thing. Just stand there and just go pull, hoop, hoop, bam, and just get that down. Get yourself comfortable. Realize that you need to probably pull back 2 or 3 inches, but not more. Don't worry about trying to limbo and create a whole 12-inch space. The next one I would try and do is do that pullback while stepping to the sides. So if we're in that tighter zone where somebody's throwing and we just go, okay, we want to get our head out of range, I can step with my right foot to the right as I pull my head back. I'll reset and then I'll do my left foot. And just pulling back and back, back and back. And I could go some sort of little combo where I pull back, I hit, I step, reset. Straight back, boom, back, back, and we're adding that footwork in. And then you just start incorporating that into your shadow. So you're doing your work, you're going, okay, here we go, hoop, boom, 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 hoop, and just little angles, little turns. A lot of it coming from the feet. But your options are stand your ground, take 1 step, take 2 steps. To me, that's enough. You don't need to get crazy fancy with this. I hope that helps you out. Hope it saves you one day in sparring. You're like, whoa, glad Gabriel made that video on that little pullback. I'll see you guys back here soon.